It's just a very kind of brief insight into basically what I do when working with a new client and a little bit of the process that I kind of follow at Red Kite SEO. So basically, it's just all about getting online success with a business. I mean, obviously, I work in SEO, that three-letter word, search engine optimization, and all it is, it's just a digital marketing strategy, and that's what I provide. Now, it's all aimed at obviously improving a website, getting it found in places like Google, where the majority of online people are. But more importantly, it's about attracting the non-paid traffic from Google and ultimately just getting the relevant people over to that business. So obviously you've got your internet users, we apply SEO for the digital marketing and get them to your business where you can answer the phone and deal with the inquiries. So why does SEO matter? Well, it just helps drive that traffic, as we've said, but it's mainly like, the increased visibility, enhances your brand awareness. It generates quality leads because it's targeted traffic. And it's also like helping people when they do get to your website have a better experience on your website. It's got a high return on investment, typically up to like 24% growth for a business annually. But it builds like the credibility, your trust in your business, and also against competitors. So to give you a kind of brief look at why it's so important, the number of internet users is estimated to grow from 2024 to like by kind of 2.9 million users. And also, if you're a local business, 76% of consumers who search for local information, basically on the mobile phone, visit that business within a day. So how does the client journey work when they come to Red Kite SEO? Well, it's basically what the client experiences. We try to narrow it down to 4 simple steps. So obviously the first thing is we need to learn about the business, what it is exactly they do, how do they actually solve the problem that people are looking for that business offers, what's their KPIs that the business wants to achieve, what's the business owner's exit strategy for the business, so we're working to a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan for retirement, or just to grow that business. Obviously, once we've got that, we can create a strategy. We'll then plug them into a process to achieve that strategy. And then obviously as we go along, we'll test, analyze, report each month to make sure that everything's on track and that what we're doing is working. So what that process looks like is typically in the first like 0 to 2 months. The important thing to notice is we always look at the branding. Always got to consider branding, even down with SEO, because it's what we're promoting on the internet. Well, it starts with keyword research, closely linked with competitor analysis, and from that we can then build the content plan for the entire campaign. We'll also then look at the website structure, and if that needs altering, we can structure that around the keywords and carry out any technical SEO checks. And then typically between month 3 and 4, we then start with the on-page SEO, looking at the content, the images, the videos, really just getting the call to actions right on a page. And we just start all that SEO, basically website SEO on the pages. If you've got a Google business profile listing, we optimize that. If you haven't got one, then we help set one up. And then we look at a Google business post strategy based around that, as well as creating a business hub page, which is a bit like a social proof page, which helps really tighten up the entity of the business, just help it get found online. And then moving on to like the, say, month 5 and 6, we carry on with the website optimization, depending on the size of that website. Start introducing blog posting, carry on with a GBP posting. We then roll out digital press releases starting in that month. to get some PR exposure online. And then we introduced backlink building and obviously generate SEO reports each month covering all this that's been going on. And then that's just repeated monthly as to keep up the presence online. So that's just a basic overview of what's included in the work that I kind of do. So you know, how we measure the success is basically, you know, we use Google Analytics, we use Google Search Console, I have SEO tools with keyword rank trackers, and we also use the Google Business Profile Insights. But the most important thing, it's all about meeting the business goals and growth. So, you know, that's basically what we do. So just to summarize, it's, you know, your online visibility, it attracts inquiries, get increased credibility, help with reviews and reputation management. Also, sort of come into competition, just due to the growing number of people now using the internet, especially since COVID. And yeah, just helping customer expectations when they get to your website. And that's it. So if there's time for any questions, I'll be happy to answer. But if not, then thank you for listening. And I'll try
Fantastic.
now to exit this because I've got this box. If somebody in charge could do that, that'd be great. Yes,
You're okay.
Joanne.
Yeah, Pete, you mentioned about testimonials. So would you suggest having a whole page given over to testimonials rather than just having them like interspersed throughout the website?
It can be useful, yeah. I mean, kind of call it like user-generated content, really. And you can kind of have like, say, for example, like your Google reviews, you could have that kind of on your page or amongst a landing page. And as obviously as you get new reviews coming on your page, then that'll like repopulate that page automatically, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds a good idea.
Pete, can you stop? Do you mind stop sharing the screen? That's perfect.
Yes,
Brilliant.
I
Well
found
done.
the
Thank you.
button.
And then I can see if anybody else has got any questions. That was a really interesting run through from like start through like with a new client on what you do. Has anybody got any other questions for Pete about the process, SEO? Jonathan, thank you.
Pete, love it. It's sorcery and wizardry, isn't it? But how long's a piece of string? What does Google love best? What is the one thing we could do to make a difference today? One simple thing. What does Google love best? What can we do?
I would say break it down into 3 parts. Is the quality of the content on your website, meeting the kind of entities surrounding your industry, so such as graphic design. You'd really want to target the key kind of entities for that. Backlinks to your web page, and kind of social proof as well. I would say they'd be the 3 kind of important kind of parts.
Brilliant, thank you. And
Great
backlinking.
question.
I'll have a one-to-one with you later about this backlink. I can't get my head around it.
It is technical stuff, but you do make it sound more easy to understand, Pete, when you sort of run through the process. But it is obviously very technical. Oh, Susie's got a hand up as well. Go for it, Susie.
When you talk about backlinks, Pete, do you mean internal backlinks to other pages on your website or external to other reputable sites?
No, I mean external. So coming from trusted other relevant websites, linking to your website, just from trusted sources.
And how can we identify if they're a trusted source?
They use metrics such as page rank, what we call page rank. The typical one that you'll hear a lot of is what they call DR, domain rank. But that's a bit like a third-party metric, which is a bit wishy-washy, but people kind of use that as a bit of a benchmark. But yeah, page rank is the real con. So if you think things like Google itself, Amazon, maybe a website like Nike, Forbes, them kind of websites are really up there as like
So
trusted
is there
authority.
somewhere we can go to see what our page ranking is? Or is that giving away a trade secret of a software that you use?
No. There's lots of backlink analysis software out there. I mean, there's Ahrefs. They have a free backlink checker, so you can just put your domain in, and it'll give you an idea of where you're at and what some kind of data on your domain. There's also like one that I used to use called Majestic, which is it'll kind of cut out a lot of the lower what it doesn't deem important and just tell you the solid backlinks. So there's lots of different tools like that you can use. Probably SEMrush as well. That has a lot of features for things like that as well.
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question there, Susie. Pete, I'm just thinking sort of for somebody like me who's got a website and who has got some things in place already with my business and with my marketing. At what point would I need your services? Like, at what point does somebody have to then think, right, this is when I need extra help with SEO?
It's really down to what your marketing strategy is, really. I mean, there might be certain scenarios or industries where people don't need SEO, you know.
Right.
I remember chatting with one person who worked in it was like a certification for processors, and basically they got a lot of referrals coming in, and they talking to me about SEO on their website. So I give them a lot of pointers for improvements, but the bottom line was what he'd be paying me for the amount of clients that he really wanted to get extra, which were only like one or two a week. It wasn't going to be worth the while in doing that. So we just said there's no point going with this. But sorry, to answer your question, really, back to marketing strategy. It really depends if that will fit in and help produce you the results in, like, you know, in say like the healthcare or natural health coaching industry. So you really look at your competitors and think, right, yeah, I need to compete with these in my area to get people finding me rather than them, basically, just so you get that piece of the pie of the business out there.
But how do we know what their SEO is? We wouldn't, would we? It's just a case of looking at what they're doing and moving me closer to that. Is that what you mean?
Well, if you're doing a search on Google
yes.
and you keep seeing your competitors coming up instead of your website, then you know it's time.
That's when you think, right, I need to compete with these, and it'll be down to like competitor analysis then, like say what Susie's just said, looking at the results online.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks, Pete. We have got time for one more question. If anybody's got any more comments, questions, anything for Pete. No? Oh, yes, Joanne, sorry.
Yeah, just go back to the backlinks, Pete, which I think is probably one that perhaps more people would struggle with. Would you ever condone paying for them? Because I get lots of emails suggesting that I might like to pay for them. Is that ever a good thing to do?
I could spend an entire hour talking about backlinks and strategies, etc. So you can get things like, especially if you're local business directories that will create a backlink to your website. There's kind of a few different types of backlinks, but the main two are what we call follow and no follow. So you may get a link from a website, but if it's a no follow link, then it's saying do not pass any SEO value to this website. Whereas if you get a follow backlink, then it passes the authority from that website to yours. It's like directory listings could be one. Like I said, is paid guest posting. You have to be a bit careful with those, depending on the supplier or what they're offering. It's a known thing that people do pay for backlinks. It's kind of why I use digital press releases, because that will generate hundreds of backlinks depending on the service that you use. And then, yeah, there's backlink outreach, where you're reaching out to people to try and do an exchange for backlinks, and also niche edits, what they call niche edits, where people have got dated old, say, blog posts that you can reach out and get an edit in there, because it's like a broken link, and get that pointed to your site. So there's quite a lot of different techniques of how to get those backlinks coming in. I hope that answers your question.
Maybe an in-focus session somewhere for you, Pete, to share some expertise around that. Rachel, if it's very quick, we've got time for your question, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, it's very, very quick. Would you recommend getting guest bloggers, Pete, to generate backlinks as well? So putting yourself out there as a guest blogger?
Yes, you can do. Yeah, if you want to write for other people's websites, and then put a link in the author bio, linking back to you as a business, then that's another method. It really depends on your time, your budget, and yeah, how long you want to spend doing that, say, such as like outreach or writing guest posts, etc. So yeah, that is another tactic. Yeah.